Welcome to Framework Fortune and welcome back Framework Fortune community. I'm your host Ben and we've got our co-host H&H Trader in the building tonight. How's it going, buddy?
Going good, man. Short day, nice day. Saw a lot of action after I left. Hopefully everybody took home the bag.
Well, I ended the day red, but it was a small red, so I'll take it. But it's time for the last rip, and we're going to take a look at some of the trades we took, some of the top gainers, and check on some swing trades. But first, the SPY not giving up. It was looking dim for the SPY. Are we going to hold up here? What do you think? Are we going to continue down?
I hate the SPY. I told them that in the stream.
Do you want to go with the DIA?
It is so unorthodox. The SPY is moving like some kind of mental patient. It doesn't know what it wants to do. So I hate the SPY. I don't know what to say about it. It goes down. It's coming back up. It only knows one direction.
Well, that's just because the billions of dollars they keep pumping in there, man. You know, every time they let it drop, they pump it back up. And like I said, I think they're letting the institutions drop their positions in those red days and then pumping the market back up. Letting the retail traders get back in there and, you know, putting the 401ks in there and all that. So, but this is the DIA and it's on a downtrend still. So I don't know. We got a ways to go to recover on the DIA. It's got the same thing on the SPY. Both of them right now are right at that 50-day and 10-day. The SPY looks a little bit more bullish, but I think we had a lot of tech rebound. Yeah, see Google, Apple, a lot of Facebook, Nvidia, a lot of those tech stocks getting a nice rebound today. And since the SPY's tech heavy, I think that's why we're seeing it rebound and look like it may start to go bullish. But DIA is telling a different story. I don't think we're out of the woods yet, but we'll see.
No, I think we're in deep. They're playing too many games. I feel like this is a death trap in the making because it's got so many people fooled both ways, to the short, to the long, to the calls and the puts, to the hedgers. Everybody is just getting ate up on this SPY movement.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it definitely is a death trap. I agree. I think it is a Dr. Evil death trap with sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their frickin' heads. And probably some piranhas with some little butter knives. But on to the trades today. What did you take trades on?
So I traded a stock called RNAZ. RNAZ.
Oh, I already got it up there. Yeah, this was one I was watching in after hours. I didn't trade today, guys. If you didn't catch the live stream this morning, it was because there wasn't one. I traded in power hour. I had stuff to do. I couldn't get to it, but
I already knew today was going to be a short day. So I saw it come up. It ripped out of the open. And I mean, it just continued to rip. I took one trade. So I was messing around with my orders or whatever, and I put a trailing stop order in with the buy order, and it jumped up there through it on this wick.
oh, right here.
And I'm kind of glad that I had that trailing stop in there. It was a 25-cent trailing stop. When it jumped up there to that 436, it jumped up and stopped me out very quick on that pull down. So it's like a $9 loss, which wasn't bad.
Nah. So you must have got in like kind of as it was coming back up.
Yeah, the break of the double top. Break of the double top
right
is
there.
when it. Yeah. And so then I mapped out a buy area. And how I mapped this out, I looked at the pre-market highs, which it ran through. If you draw a line from the pre-market highs over, right there. And then I used the VWAP as the top of the range.
Mm-hmm.
VWAP, the gold, is that VWAP gold?
Yeah, VWAP's the golden.
Yep. Right across there at that VWAP. And I said, okay, this is the buy area. And whenever I saw it kind of hold up there, I went ahead and bought before that big takeoff. Right there at the bottom, around 375-ish.
Oh, yeah,
and
nice.
It was on. It was going. And I rode it all the way to the top. It retested the highs. I took off all the way up. Yeah, right there is where I took off the last of it. Then it came back down, but I had to leave. I had to
Yeah,
leave.
yeah.
I didn't want to enter again because it was too close to my leaving time, which was 10:30. And it
Oh,
started to
yeah.
rip, and I saw it rip, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to be in a trade and having to manage this while I'm trying to leave. So I just
Yeah.
left it alone.
Yeah, and it did run up to 528, but you can see here, guys, this is why I don't like to trade these. You can get nice rips on them. This is a perfect example of it. But they never break the 200 day. If they're coming from way down here, that 200 always holds up. And you can see where it sold off at the end of the day. So that's another reason why I only swing things above the EMAs. I don't like swinging anything under them. And I don't like day trading them. But that's my personal opinion just because that 200 is just so strong. But
Yeah, but it was the PR behind this one as well. It wasn't
yeah,
just a empty trip.
yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. You can get some good trades, even though they might be under the 200 if they've got good PR and stuff. But it's got to be good PR for me to try to jump in there on that. I usually ignore them, but that's just my personal thing, just because I get in trouble with those stocks.
Oh yeah, there was one that was taking souls today.
Oh yeah,
It
what was
was
that?
called MRM. It was taking some souls today, boy. Go look at that piece of work. Look at the open.
Oh,
Jumped up there to 18. This is one I was telling you about that dumped.
oh, this is a vile chart pattern. But
Yeah.
this should have been pretty clear. This is a head and shoulders. At this point, people should have not been getting in here.
Where do you see it head and shoulders?
Right, here's the head, shoulder, shoulder.
Oh, that's a super extended shoulder.
Yeah, well, that's all. It's
My
extended on the 5 minute, but watch when I pull this back on the time frame. Go to 15. Yeah, there we go. Right here,
yeah,
shoulder, shoulder there,
yeah.
and then you see the sell
Well,
off.
I guess the biggest red flag for me was the PR. It was a hair salon buyout. I was like, mm,
Hold on,
I
let me
think some
see.
people are gonna get crucified here.
Let me see this. Oh, it's okay. So the PR didn't even come out today. It came out yesterday.
Yeah, I wasn't touching it.
Yeah, it came out yesterday. Yeah. Oh, the Japanese basic holistic healthcare company announced to enter into a share transfer agreement with all existing shareholders of Zack, a Japanese hair salon operator of Zack brand.
The other
Yeah.
thing that I had pointed out in pre-market was on MRM, it has a history of giving back profits. So if
Oh
you look
yeah.
back on the daily
Oh
chart,
yeah. That
I mean,
clearly.
it almost looks like A-pop.
Yeah. When you see this much red and wicks, it's a dangerous stock automatically. Like you can avoid unnecessary losses by just looking at the daily chart. If you see any nonsense like this a lot, like more than like once, because this is like what we got: one gap down, two pullback, three pullback, four pullback, which I mean the wicks, nastiness there, another wick with a pullback, another wick. Yeah, I mean it's almost 10 wicks on that daily chart of pullbacks where it just cannot break. But remember that, new traders. Look at those. Look at the daily chart. That's why we look at it for. It gives us lots of past information. Yeah, the trade I took in after hour or power hour. If you didn't catch the power hour live stream, DATS, which we've been watching, for 2 weeks now, and this one I've been bullish on, saying I like this pattern. So anybody who swung it, great job, because you definitely made some decent money if you started swinging when we were talking about it back here in this area. Yeah, I saw I had ripped up because I didn't see none of the market before I started the Power Hour live stream. But I saw it had ripped up there and was consolidating sideways. So I got in on that candle. It kind of faked me out on this push up. It broke over on this push the body of all three of these flat tops right here. So when it broke over that and then broke that wick, I was like, yeah, as it's testing 1025, I'm jumping in there. And then it pulled back and just went sideways again for a while. And then on this push, when it broke the tops of those bodies again, I hopped in there 10 more shares. And it did have a little push up to like 1040, but I thought it was going to get going again. It just kept looking like it was going to get going. And then after hours, it even gave it one more shot. And I held it through this little rip up to 1050, and it shot up like that move to 1050. That wick was like that. It hit 1050 and was immediately back down to 10. So when it crossed over these EMAs, I got out. But you can see it did end up finally breaking up to 1072. May continue running tomorrow because this is not like a random rip. DATS has been building up for this rip. It's a very bullish chart pattern.
Yeah, what was the PR? Why is it going up?
So it started getting popular on Twitter, I guess, or somebody who's popular on Twitter, and he's saying $30 plus with all the upcoming catalyst. DATS did get awarded 1 million managed service contract to IZEA. That's all I know of so far. They're working with IZEA pretty close, which is a influencer sponsor type of thing, and a few other things. If you're on the our side of the screen, then you might know about IZA. If not, you probably never heard of them. I mean, it's a good partnership. You know, this is a new company, and now it's getting hype on Twitter. I don't see nothing wrong with it. With even that hype, that hype's only a better thing to me. But again, if you got in back here, you've already made the money. So you wouldn't have to
Yeah.
be finding out today and hopping in at this $10 area. But yeah, I was just looking for a quick scalp on it. I was really looking for it to shoot up to 11 real quick because of how it ripped all day and it just couldn't get up there. So I took a little loss on it. I think it was $16. JCS still climbing. Up $109 on it on this swing. Just look at that. Breaking out of that channel. Held above the channel. We're up
Tell
here.
me, tell me you have a stop loss.
I need a stop loss. I'm at 860. It's all the way up at $10. It just broke the main resistance. There's nothing ahead of it now except 1145, and then it could just keep ripping.
Okay.
This is the one that has the $3.50 dividend that if I wait out
Oh,
six
yeah. Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
that
if I
makes
wait out 6 more days, I will be in there for the dividend.
nice.
So we'll see what that looks like. But it may get to the point, if it keeps ripping like it looks like it might do, I may not be able to hold. I mean, if it gets, if I get up to $400 or $500 on this, I can't hold to that dividend. One I think to keep on watch is MRIN. Had that pretty big sell off yesterday. Rebounded a little bit in after hours. Little buy-in coming back in there after it kind of dipped down. The 10-day just crossed the 50-day here on this push back up. So there's some support right across there in that 750 area. We may see this continue to rebound if the market rebounds. And this is the one that had the Google PR. So I was kind of expecting it to die off for a little bit. And now seeing it hold above all indicators, I think we start seeing it grow again. So how did the swing trades do today? Well, DATS was one of the swing trades on the list, and that made a pretty good run, up 20%. We got SAC, not doing too much at the moment. ATC, that had that dip, but still holding the 50. I don't know. What do you think, man? We left it on here as questionable, so it's still questionable to me.
I mean, wasn't this another dividend one?
It is a dividend one, but look at that volume profile, decreasing buying, and we're like kind of hitting that 10-day and that resistance line and curling. It looks like it's going to continue to drop.
Nah, I think it's gonna go up.
You think it's going to go up?
Yep.
Why?
So if you look at that drop off, even though the volume is dying out and they're green bars, you could assume that those are shorters covering. So if we see another, even a small red candle hold above that last red bottom, I
Oh, right
think
there.
it's got the potential to take off after another small red candle.
Okay, we'll leave it on here. Sigma up 7% today. Still climbing right up that 10-day.
Yeah.
I kind of like it that it held that support today and closed over the red body of this candle and that wick right there and the
I like
bottom
to
wick
see
of
some
that.
longer green bars though, longer green daily bars, because those bars getting tighter and tighter on the green side. If you look at the size comparison to the reds.
We'll see what it does tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be a good day to look for an entry if it holds. Maybe starts breaking 10, but if it starts dropping, then I probably would leave it alone. It is bullish though. Above all, EMA is still holding up. I think it's worth keeping on watch. And your ISIG call here up 3%, getting a little random pops today. What is that pop right there? 40-cent pop.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have just swung that at any time and just made a possible dollar there. Because when did you call this out on the 8th?
Yeah, it's just riding that trend, really.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Off of that trend line.
I just don't like those no man land price action movements. Those flat bars without a head or a wick or a bottom. It's
Yeah,
just no
man.
man land. It can just pop up anywhere. It's kind of like a teleportation device. 1 second you have money, and then the next you don't.
Well, there's some very strong resistance at 10 back through here on the chart. You can see all these places around 10 where it got held up at, and then this peak right here is at 950. So it's definitely got to break $10 to really get going. We'll be back tomorrow for some more live stream day trading in the morning. You'll be there in the morning.
Yep.
I should be too. So make sure you come join us. And if you haven't yet and you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate everybody joining us as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.
See ya.